What's up, everybody? Comics Remixed, episode 9.2. I'm Wade Wilson alongside my guest for today.
I am Scott Piber.
There you go. Now, Scott is here. He's a friend of David's. David's not on camera because he's not cool enough to have watched the Avengers yet.
Yeah.
I was waiting for Saturday.
True fans go midnight showings.
Right?
But no, 9.2 is usually our discussion. But like I said, since somebody didn't watch Avengers and somebody else did, I got somebody to talk about it with.
Hey.
So, warnings. This episode, if you have not seen the Avengers movie, is a huge spoiler. We're not holding nothing back. So, if you didn't watch Avengers...
What the hell are you doing watching this if you haven't watched Avengers? Stop. No, don't. I shouldn't say.
Yeah, I was going to say, wait a minute. No, watch us.
Watch us. But when you're done watching this...
Go verify what we said.
Go verify what we said, exactly.
Yeah. So, this, like I said, this will be the Avengers spoiler part thingy.
Spoiler.
So, spoiler alert.
Sorry, Dave.
David will be chiming in every now and then, as David does.
Yeah.
So, all right. We're just, let's just start this off. Scott, what's your impression? 1 through 10, what'd you think?
12.
There you go.
Look at me. I'm wearing a DC shirt. I'm wearing a Green Lantern ring. I'm a DC guy. Best comic book movie ever.
Hands down.
Okay? The last midnight show I went to was 1980, that I can remember, was 1989, the Michael Keaton Batman. Okay?
How old are you, Scott?
Forty something. Yeah. Best comic book movie ever of all time. Seriously.
Yeah.
And I've seen them all. I remember
That's
Atari
saying
2600.
That's saying something. It's like I was saying, Dark Knight, I don't put it in that category because it was just so... Dark Knight set another bar. It was just so up there. I can't put it in comparison with what we know as a superhero movie per se. No matter how many costumes you put in a Batman movie, it's still not a superhero.
Well, it's like it's teams versus, single character films. That are character driven too, which is kind of hard to say. Okay, is Spider-Man better than X-Men? Well, you got how many characters? Well, don't get me started.
If it's X2, we're good.
Yeah.
First Class wasn't bad either.
I liked First Class. Wolverine cameo was the best.
Yeah. But anyway, Avengers debuted today. Today's May 4th. Today's the opening day for Avengers. So if you haven't seen it, go see it. It is awesome. It will blow your friggin' mind. Watch it in 3D if possible. You will not be disappointed. Every character had equal amount of screen time. It's not like they chose one character over the other. I mean, there are some obviously that stand out. More Iron Man, mostly. Captain America.
Yeah.
Fury, of course. But Scarlett Johansson, being Black Widow, nailed it. I mean, they gave her some great action sequences in this film.
Ruffalo's Hulk. Ruffalo's Banner.
Very good.
Oh.
Very good.
Brilliant.
I thought nobody could pull it off besides the way Norton did. But you know what?
Yeah.
You're right.
If they couldn't get Norton back, they got it. I'm hoping it's not to be like, oh, who is that masked man?
Right.
Like another Hulk film is another actor.
He signed on for another 6 appearances, or 6 films total with Avengers, so he's got another 5 appearances to make.
Yes.
Yeah, but Norton was also signed on to play Hulk again. And look what happened.
Yeah, but,
You didn't watch the movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, that's how contracts work.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Throw money at it, it'll go away.
Yeah.
Now, the whole plot, I thought it was cool. The original Avengers folklore was the Avengers get together to stop Loki. And in the Ultimate Universe, the Avengers get together to stop the Chitauri, alien race that decides to invade Earth. They mixed the two in this one, and they made the Chitauri Loki's army.
Now, for the geeks out there, okay, mine included because I'm a DC guy. Who are the Chitauri? Because I thought originally it was the Skrulls.
No, the Chitauri is just the alien race. They kind of resemble the Brood.
The Brood, right? I thought they looked familiar. I'm like, it's not quite Skrull-like,
right,
but I know their faces.
They resemble the Brood in a sort of way, but they're just a whole new alien race, basically.
Gotcha.
And their whole thing was they wanted to enslave the universe. The thing with Loki, they provided Loki the manpower as long as Loki got rid of Earth, which is pretty much the only one that's the universe that we know is standing in the way. So Loki, in return, got to conquer Earth, and probably Asgard too.
Which he wanted to do because it's like Thor loves Earth. I have to crush what Thor loves.
Exactly. So in return, the Chitauri got the rest of the universe, but it didn't pan out that way. Of course, because Earth's mightiest heroes prevailed.
Hell yeah.
Shield, green skin, armor, lightning hammer, and a bow and arrow.
Badass bow and arrow.
Hell yeah, that was badass. God, man, there's just so much to like cover with this movie. You know,
the thing that I loved the most was you've got the alphas
yes,
of the Marvel universe. Okay, they don't get along because they're all alphas. You know, Captain America's the leader. Tony Stark has got, you know, an ego bigger than his armor. The Hulk is the Hulk. You know, Hulk's like, I don't have to have an ego because I can crush all of you.
pretty much.
And the way he whipped Loki around like a rag doll.
Tell me that did not remind you of Bam Bam from the
Yes,
Flintstones.
yes. I was like, I heard somebody in the back say, "Bam, bam, bam."
And like, I guess to tell you about the scene, everybody, I don't know if you noticed, everybody kind of had a one-on-one moment with Loki.
Yes, they did. Even Scarlett Johansson is Black Widow.
That was great.
That was one of the best
interrogation
one-on-one
scene.
moments of the whole film.
Yeah. And David, I gotta call you out on something. Remember the photo that you're like with Cap fighting Loki, and you're like, it works. Trust me, it works.
All right.
It works. Like I said, every character pretty much had their one-on-one moment with Loki, either a conversation or a fight or something.
Yeah.
The Hulk Loki one was fucking priceless.
That was the best.
Loki sitting in Stark's bar or whatever, his little mansion, and he's telling Hulk, you know, you big brute. He's just calling him
He
names.
starts monologuing.
Yeah, and as he's monologuing, Hulk just snatches him up by the legs and slams him back and forth like this against the floor. Dude, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
And then Loki's like literally in the concrete of the floor just going, like, what the hell just happened? And Hulk walks away and he mumbles something. There's one line in the whole movie.
Nobody could hear
Nobody
it.
knows what it was because everybody was so busy laughing.
Yeah, exactly. There was a lot of lines like that. A lot of comedy where there would be a one-liner and everybody would roar, and then there was another one-liner after it, and I missed it so much.
So if anybody watching this knows what the Hulk said during that, please let us know. Or I'll just go in.
Because it's probably the only line he actually
Well,
said.
I guess we got to watch it again.
It's the only line he spoke.
Yeah, that was the only line
Otherwise, it was
Hulk
just
himself had in the whole movie.
roaring and screaming.
Yeah. Now in the trailer, it looked kind of cheesy when Captain America looks at him. He's like, "Hulk, smash!" You know.
And then he smiles.
Yeah, but when you see it in the movie,
it's
it
true.
makes more sense and it doesn't come off as cheesy, you know? Because I think in the trailer time constraints, they just, Hulk, smash. But if you watch it in the movie, there was a pause between that.
Yeah.
As he's giving everybody their orders.
And you could see on the Hulk's face where he smiled.
Yeah, he's just like,
there's a
"That's
little
right."
bit of a pause. It's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, he's like, "That's what I'm
Hulk
here
gonna
for."
smash.
Oh, and he did.
Yeah.
I compared it to the third act to the original Transformers film. You know how they were like crushing the
Get me
buildings
started on the
everywhere.
Transformers films.
You know remember how Optimus was jumping from building to building and it's just crumbling? It was like that, but with Hulk
But better.
and aliens.
Because it had Hulk.
And he's just like, it's crazy, man. It was crazy. There's that 3D sequence where
I saw it in 2D, so you gotta explain.
oh well.
No, we talked about it. We talked about it earlier.
It's in the movie regardless.
It was in 3D? I missed it.
The scene in the trailer where the camera pans around and they're all kind of standing all with their backs towards each other like a outward huddle.
It's like in a Lazy Susan where the camera pans around.
Exactly.
And they're all like,
As soon as the camera does that, the camera does not cut off. They all break off into different, places to go fight or whatnot, and the camera stays and just kind of bounces off from character to character. The last two it paired off with was Hulk and Thor. And they were on the Shatari ship or whatever, and they crashed into the building. But just the way that the camera maneuvered was brilliant.
Yeah.
And it was just great because they got the alien down, and they're both standing there looking over him like, yeah, bitch. Then out of nowhere, the Hulk just goes, bah! And just punches Thor, and Thor goes flying off screen. Oh, it was priceless, man.
It was priceless.
That was great. And it's just those small things like that made the movie that much more,
It was the comedy. I mean, Joss Whedon, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Serenity, brilliant writer, but who knew he had all this in him?
Yeah, really.
It was just like the little jabs, Tony Stark is like, when he meets Banner, it's like he goes up and shakes his hand, and it's the line that's in the trailer. Yeah, I'm a huge fan. Everybody's, I'm a huge fan of you. Huge fan. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of how you freak out and become a big green guy. And then through the whole movie, he's like poking him,
trying to get him
to change. And Captain America is like, cut it out, man. You're poking the bear.
Yeah.
We're on the helicarrier, dude.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Shield, I thought, had just a little bit too much screen time. It was like the movie was split. It was like you had the Avengers and then you had Shield.
I don't know if it was Shield so much as if it was like the government. Now, the big black shadows, all those people on the screen. Yeah. Now, is it just me, or was Stacy Keach one of the guys? Stacy Keach from...
was Stacy Keach in there?
Yeah, I think Stacy Keach, he's one of the government guys that's in shadows. He's the main one that Fury's talking to.
The council or whatever.
Yeah, the council or whatever. He's like one of the main guys. When you go see it, you'll have to confirm that for me, Dave.
Cool.
But I think he's like, in shadows. He's one of the guys.
Yeah.
But for me, it was like, okay, do we really need a governmental... I mean, I thought S.H.I.E.L.D. was like the government. Yeah. Did he really need to confer with them to say, oh, this is okay, no, we're not going to nuke New York? Or, was it just enough for him to be the government in the movie?
Right. I didn't see the need for Maria Hill. I can understand why they put her in there. Spoiler alert.
Eye candy. Maria Hill.
Not even that, man. You got Scarlett Johansson.
That's true. She's like, okay, Scarlett Johansson's on.
Hell, you even had Natalie Portman's photo on the computer screen. That was good enough.
Was that even Natalie Portman? I didn't look like her to me.
Yeah, that was her.
For a couple seconds.
That's when they were telling Thor that she was saved.
Oh, I know. I know the character from
Right.
But I thought it looked like a different actress. Like they were trying to set it up for another movie or something.
No, it was Portman. It was just a still of her from the first movie. They were cheap. But here's a big spoiler alert, and I think this is why Maria Hill was in the movie. It saddens us. They kill Agent Coulson.
Oh, he went there. I didn't think he was going there.
I went there. I'm sorry.
Oh man. Yeah, that broke my heart. It really because I was like, if you saw the Captain America Blu-ray DVD where they did that stupid advertisement, it was basically an advertisement for the car that they were pimping in the movie. But it was a cool little scene. A funny thing happened on the way to Thor's hammer, where he goes into a convenience store and he just kicks. They're like jacking the convenience store. There's two guys and a girl behind the counter, and she's like, "Oh." Coulson goes in to get a snack or something or gas up, and he just kicks their ass in that thing. And I'm like, damn, Coulson's a badass.
Yeah.
This is a side of him I wanted to see in the films. You kind of saw it, but not to that extent. I was hoping we were going to get him for another film, but.
But you know what? Coulson provided a lot of the comedy.
Yes.
Not necessarily him, but they were using it like.
I got all the trading cards.
Yeah.
I got the Captain America trading card. Would you mind autographing my cards?
Yeah, there's a scene where Scarlett Johansson looks at or Black Widow looks at Captain America when he first comes aboard the carrier. And he goes, has Agent Coulson asked you to sign his vintage Captain America trading card yet? I was like, what? He's like,
it's like a running gag.
Yeah, like he will. So then later on, Coulson is standing next to Captain America, and the conversation just starts. He goes, "Yeah, it'd mean a lot to me. They're vintage."
Yeah.
yeah, whatever. I'll sign them. It's just those small things like that. And even when he bit the big one, he was still popping out a couple jokes here and there.
Yeah.
When he had that big gun.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, that's what it does."
Yeah, he's like, "I wonder what this does."
Don't really know what it does, and he shoots Loki through the bulkhead. Oh, that's what it does.
Yeah. So, I mean, even in Coulson's dying breath, he still, provided us great. I thought when he went and gave Tony the information at the beginning of the movie, when Tony's with Pepper Potts at the Stark Tower.
Yes.
And he goes in there and he's like, "Stark, we need you. This is above top secret. You need to review these files."
Yeah.
And Stark's trying to push it off, and then him and Pepper start talking, and she's like, "Oh, hey, Phil."
Yeah.
And Tony's like,
Phil?
wait, who's Phil? That's Agent Coulson. His first name is
Agent.
Don't call him Phil.
Yeah. His first name is Agent.
Yeah, he's like, no. It was that jealousness, and then they set up for like a dinner date or something, and she's telling him he has to go here and he has to go there, and all in all, man, this movie was great.
Yeah.
Please go see it. Do yourself that favor. Go see it. You don't necessarily have to have seen Captain America, or no, not even Captain America, because they show the sequences.
They do. They do warm it up, and it's like you can backtrack if you haven't seen any of the movies, but you're interested in seeing them. You can see Avengers, and then you can go back and you can put the pieces back together.
Yeah, it's not like something that you're gonna be like, "Oh, why did I watch this first?"
Well, it was like I was saying earlier. Before you guys started the cast. I was talking with my mom. My mom came downstairs and she was like, "Hey, have you seen, Iron Man?" And she's watching him out of order, and she's like, "Can you explain this whole cosmic cube energy thing?" I'm like, "Oh, will it make sense when I see Avengers?" And I'm like, "Yeah, Mom, it'll totally make sense."
How old's your mom?
She's almost going on 80. I hope she's not watching this because she'll be like, "How could you say that?"
Your mom's almost 80 and she's on YouTube, man. She's down.
And she's nerd. She's nerding.
She's not.
She's
80.
nerding.
No, actually, she's gonna kill me for saying that. I can't do the math, but she's not 80. She's
she's up there.
She's up there.
It's okay. Real
She
woman
doesn't,
never
she
tells
doesn't,
her.
she doesn't remember the Second World War, but she was born close to that, or a little after that.
It's all good. It's all good.
Sorry, Mom. 80. She's gonna smack me in the back of the head.
Anyways, So yeah, the movie was great. Stay. There are 2 end scenes to this movie. There's one midway through the credits, which is the big one.
Yeah.
And then the one after the credits is just kind of like a joke.
Yeah. I'll say one word: shawarma.
Shawarma. Remember the word shawarma. That's it.
But can I give away a spoiler? Since you gave away a spoiler,
is it going to be the big credit one?
No. I won't give away the credit.
No, we won't give the credit.
We won't give away that spoiler because you know.
All I will say is they reveal who the Chitauri, who their master is, and that will blow your mind, especially if you know the Marvel universe.
If you know the Marvel universe, you're like, but
geekgasm.
Yeah, best spoiler or not? Yeah, best spoiler. For me.
Go for it.
The best thing in the whole movie was, like I said, Tony Stark's trying to get Banner to Hulk out. You know, the whole movie they're like, "What's your secret? What's your secret?" The whole movie they're asking him,
"Gotcha.
What's your secret? You know, how do you stay in control?" Okay, so like we were talking earlier, at the end of the movie when the big fight in the third act comes along, they're like, "Where's the Hulk?" You know, nobody can find the Hulk. Everybody else is together. Banner rides up on this little piece of shit motorcycle. You know, when they're getting ready, he's like, "We found him." You know, and Stark is flying around, killing off the Chitauri and stuff. He's like, "Tell him to suit up." They look at him and he's like, "Are you ready?" And he's like, "Yeah, we're ready." And he's like, and he looks at them and he says, "You want to know my secret?" And the big Chitauri ship, that big snake you see in the previews, is coming down and it's heading right towards him when they're having this conversation. And Banner turns around and he looks at him. My secret is, I'm always angry, and he changes. On command. He controls it, and I'm like, we have Smart Hulk. He's in control of it. He was never out of control. But that was like, oh,
that was sweet.
That was a geek moment. Everybody was like,
yeah, that was great. Technically, Hulk saved Iron Man's life.
Yes, he did.
I won't spoil that. Don't spoil that.
I knew that was going to happen though, because I'm like, okay. They're all like, Thor's like starting to go, like, I'll get him.
Yeah.
No, Hulk's gonna get him.
Right. Well, no, I mean, what was the name of the restaurant? Schwam's?
Shawarmas or
Shawarmas?
Yeah.
Yeah, that moment. That's what I'm talking about. Where
right. Yeah, that's
okay, he saves Tony as opposed to Iron Man.
Right.
Just to say that.
Right.
And we'll leave it at that. So go watch Avengers.
Yes.
Do yourself the favor. Go watch it twice. Go watch it 3 times. Buy the Blu-ray.
I want to go back like on a Tuesday when they're in
With
the afternoon
day.
when there's nobody there.
Yeah.
So I can get all the second comic lines because, like you said, when we were there, everybody's laughing their asses off and they're saying something else that's funny and you can't hear it.
Yeah. But great movie. You
Yes.
know. But I mean, obviously, that's my number 1 favorite comic movie now of all time.
Yeah, I got to get a shirt. That's the only thing I'm lacking. My brothers were like, well, wait. They were wearing their Avengers shirt, and I didn't have a shirt last night, And they're like, well, I was wearing my green raincoat because it rained. I'm like, well, I'm representing the Hulk, man.
Hey, fuck it. All right, well, that being the number 1, what would be your runner-up?
Oh, man.
Or what got bumped down, I should say. Bumped off from the number 1 spot.
Dark Knight. I mean, okay, I remember, showing my age again here. I remember the Michael Keaton Batman.
I went to the drive-in to see that.
Which was the standard. I mean, before Michael Keaton Batman, this could be a whole new show.
Adam West.
Well, I have a love-hate relationship with Adam West. I grew up as a kid, running down the hall, Batman! And then, I got into comics, and I'm like, oh, that's not Batman, So then I didn't like Adam West, and now I appreciate Adam West at a camp level, because Adam was like, always, yeah, I played it as a straight man for the jokes.
Right.
So, okay, now I appreciate Adam West. But it's not Batman. It's, before Michael Keaton, there was Superman. That was it. Chris Reeves Superman.
Yeah.
So, but then now Chris Nolan's done the Batman franchise, and then I'm excited and I'm scared because Sony's already said they're going to redo Batman after.
Did they?
Yeah, they've already.
I didn't hear this.
They've already said they're going to do They're going to reboot it.
Once Sony or Warner Brothers?
Or Warner Brothers. I'm sorry. I'm thinking Spider-Man.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't get me started on the Spider-Man reboot either. Gwen Stacy storyline, really? Seriously?
That works.
It looks cool.
I'm glad that they're
and I'm an
starting
Emma Stone fan.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they're starting it from that point because that's where Spider-Man had his best stories.
They should have exactly. They should have done this in the first place when they got Tobey Maguire.
He shouldn't have never gotten out of high school.
No, they should have never gotten out of high school. They should have done the actual. He's the geek. He's the techno guy. He invents
the web shooter.
He invents the web shooters. They're not organic. That was kind of cool at the time, but do we really have to keep redoing origin stories? Anyway, Get back into your question. Chris Nolan, Dark Knight Batman, just doesn't get much better than that for me.
I think that's more of a, you're thinking more of a dramatic action movie. You know, there's more like definitely like sad undertones.
There's more layers.
There's definitely there's a different type of movie.
It's Batman too, and it's Batman done.
You get your supporting character nominated for an Oscar. There's some type of class there. It's whereas opposed to Avengers it sounds like it aimed more for like the classic action movie, but a little bit more intelligent than that.
Yeah,
is what it sounds like.
Yeah, they really did. There's a lot of layers. They almost took with Avengers. They took it to another level, and I think that's the writing of Joss Whedon. Just you've got to
give Zach Penn credit too because he was a co-writer.
Yeah. So. Zach Penn too, absolutely. But there's just a level there that's not okay. We're just going to smash people and beat up and kill the bad guy. And,
right.
And Marvel's done that with a lot of their movies.
Like the other two Hulks.
Like the other two Hulks.
I did like Incredible Hulk. The Edward Norton one. That was good.
That was a good movie.
The best thing about the Edward Norton movie was in the opening credits, you learned all about who the Incredible Hulk was, and then they moved on.
Yeah.
Versus the first Hulk with Eric Bana, like an hour into the movie. Where's the Hulk? This is Hulk, right?
I fell asleep in the theater watching.
Yeah. I'm sorry. It was just like, really?
Yeah.
The second one had the proper pace, and the cinematography was really good. Like how they were shooting a lot of scene for scene, it was really good. Yeah.
So I gotta say, Dark Knight is my number 2. Because Heath Ledger's the Joker. I love Nicholson's version of the Joker. I still do.
See, that's the thing. Like I was reading, Nicholson's Joker was awesome.
Yeah.
But it's still Nicholson.
Exactly.
As opposed to Ledger being Joker, he became that character.
But Jack Nicholson got to a point in his career, you get past like Easy Rider and you get to a point where he's Jack. No matter what movie he's in, as good as it gets, he's Jack. It's Nicholson. So it's kind of like you gotta, it's Jack, but you gotta suspend disbelief and say, okay, it's Jack being a character.
Right.
And in some movies he does that very well, but for the most part, like you said, it's Jack.
Yeah.
Ledger was like he became the Joker.
He became
he was known for being the character actor.
Yeah. Well, Knight's Tale is one of my favorite films.
Yeah, he would spend like as soon as he got him a script and he liked it, he spent like time just trying to actually become that person and do as much studying.
Yeah.
Which explained like the drug problem. He couldn't sleep, and
That's a shame.
Then he got addicted to the sleeping pills and.
Damn, Olsen twins! I knew you guys were trouble on Full House.
Yeah, he got addicted to those really super strong ones that slowed down his heart, and he died when he was sleeping.
Yeah,
that's a shame because he was brilliant, and
Lord knows where they could have went with it.
The only thing, and maybe this is a morbid thing to say that I hope they do. I hope Nolan filmed more scenes with him. I would love to see like him in Arkham Asylum, like just Batman walking or something, and you see Heath Ledger in the last film. That would be cool.
Well, I heard a rumor a while back that they filmed so much extra Heath Ledger footage they could have put him in half of a whole nother movie.
Yeah, that would be cool, but they're not going to do it. They're going to do this movie and then he's done. And then Warner Brothers has already said, well, we're going to have to redo it. And I'm tired.
I don't think they have to redo it.
I hope they just continue it and say, okay, keep the suit, keep the tumbler, keep the look and tone of the films.
Voice.
Get rid of,
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. Yeah. But
my mother told me not to get in strange cars with strange men. This is not a car.
Come here, little boy. I train you to be my apprentice.
You got to wear this.
Yes. We live in a cave. Yes, we live in a cave.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
But there's nothing creepy about that.
But there's nothing creepy about that.
No.
Alfred's an accomplice to all of it.
Yeah.
Damn you, Michael Caine.
Right. All right, you wanker. Get on the tightrope over there.
No nets.
No nets, little boy.
That's how I like it.
Right.
Anyhow.
You say no nuts or no nets?
No nets. No nets. He said get on the tightrope.
You want your tea bag, little boy? I've got the tea bag right here. But don't get me started with remakes. I just wish they would pick it up where another director left off and keep continuing.
Their problem is that they put that tagline out already. The saga concludes or the legend concludes or whatever.
Exactly.
That was a mistake.
That was a huge mistake because they could continue it, but they're going to have to reinvent it like they're reinventing Superman.
If anything, just like comics, this was just a storyline that finished. Now just start another storyline.
Now, do they keep Christian Bale?
Oh no,
Bale's done.
No, or not do they, but like should they?
It's kind of like Tobey Maguire when he basically said, "I'm not gonna." Who's the director of Spider-Man?
Sam Raimi.
Sam Raimi. Yeah, Raimi. When he said, "Valid name, sorry, I'm 40."
Half of 80.
Yeah, right. Sorry, Mom. Oops. Yeah, it was like when Raimi said, "Yeah, I'm done." You know, he spent 10 years of his life doing Spider-Man. I understand that from a creative standpoint, as a creator, as an artist, you do something for 10 years.
It rubs off. Did
I
you
want to
see
do something
Drag Me
else.
to Hell?
Yes.
It rubbed off. The dance scene.
I couldn't watch it.
I don't get it.
Which one?
Drag Me to Hell.
Drag Me to Hell. Which was that one?
Where the old lady puts the curse on the girl, and the demon haunts her for 3 days and literally drags her ass to hell.
It was like watching a scene out of Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like I would have watched something like
Well,
that.
no, because the dance scene in Spider-Man 3 with Parker,
Yeah.
or whatever, and
Yeah.
then there's a scene in this movie where they're trying to get the demon, his spirit, inside a goat so they can cut the goat's head off and the demon gets sent back to hell, so they're doing like a seance or whatever. The demon accidentally jumps, or not accidentally, but goes into one of the guys in the seance, and he starts floating above the table. A spotlight comes out of nowhere, and he starts dancing in the air. And this is a horror movie.
I'm waiting for Tobey Maguire to show up and say, "Get out!"
My spider sense is tingling.
right.
MJ, I love you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Uncle Ben.
But
I think at this point we've gone far beyond the Avengers movie.
But you asked me a valid question, so we'll wrap it up, whatever. What's your number 2? Now, is it a fair question to ask what's your number 2, but you really can't include any of the other Avenger movies?
No, that's absolutely fine. But believe it or not, mine is not a Marvel or a DC. The original 1990 Ninja Turtles.
Pizza Dude's got 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Time's up. $3 off.
That is
Wise men once said, never pay full price for late pizza.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is my number 2.
Yeah.
That was my number 1 since it came out. But now
I love the Turtles, man.
That's my number 2, man.
Yeah.
Love that movie. You can recite that whole movie by heart.
Yeah.
I got it on my iPod. I got the fucking soundtracks on CD.
Turtle power.
Dude, I even got that tour tape that they went on when they were touring and they showed up on the Oprah show. And
Yeah,
all that
right.
shit. I've got that.
Right.
I'm a diehard Turtle fan. I got a Turtle wallet.
See, they're going to do another Turtles movie, too.
Yeah. Michael Bay's the producer.
Yeah. Is it going to be live action or is it going to be animated?
Live action.
I'm wondering if they're going to CG it.
Yeah, it's Michael Bay.
That's true. It's Transformers. Mr.
You know what?
Transformers.
Say what you want. Michael Bay has all my respect for Transformers. Like he number 1 came out and I was just like, wow, Michael Bay is awesome. Then number 2 came out and I was like, what the fuck happened?
Like, dude, we're cool.
Like Michael, what happened, dude?
It's kind of like
cool,
Lucas
man.
in Star Wars.
We're
He
gonna
did
hang-
the original
we're gonna hang
trilogy. I'm
out.
like, Star Wars. And then he did episode 1 and I'm like, what the
Exactly.
fuck?
And then he was like,
This little piece of shit grows up to be Darth Vader?
yeah, really.
No!
You're an angel.
He looks like, what's his name from...
Macaulay Culkin.
No, I was thinking from the little Brady kid, the nephew, from the Brady Bunch,
You lost me.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm dating myself there. You know what I'm talking about? A little blonde-haired guy looked like a little midget Paul Williams. So.
Yeah, but no, I mean that's what it was. And then part 3 came out, and I was like, Michael Bay, I love you again. So I have my faith. A lot of people were pissed, saying, because he came out and said the turtles, they're gonna be aliens, which a lot of people misconstrued because the real origin of the ooze
was alien origin.
It was an alien
Yeah.
origin. So in effect, you could kind of say that they are aliens.
Yeah.
Just because I was born in Chicago, don't make me less any Puerto Rican. You know
Right.
what I mean? So, but I mean, you've got to have faith, especially when Kevin Eastman, co-creator of the Turtles, is part of the project.
Yeah.
So, but
Was Kevin Eastman involved in the other Turtles movies?
they both were.
They got a check.
Yeah, pretty much. Because that's number 90 was like, boom,
Yeah.
Turtle everything. Turtle bed sheets,
And now
toothbrushes.
Casey Jones is like on CSI.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every time I see him, I'm like, that's Casey Jones, man.
2 minutes for hooking. 2 minutes for high stick. Yeah.
He's a badass actor on CSI now. He was
Yeah.
once Casey Jones.
He was Wit. Remember Wit?
Yeah.
Turtles 3.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was it.
Transformers, though, the thing about Transformers, the whole series, I was a G.I. Joe fan. Can't wait for Retaliation, by the way.
They
What?
killing Channing Tatum. Woo!
Let's kill Duke, one of the main Joes, and make Roadblock the head
Oh,
Joe.
because he's The Rock.
Yeah, fucking Roadblock was a chef that rhymed.
I know.
How stereotypical is that? What's up, y'all? Look at my bazooka.
After I saw
some stew.
all 3 of the Transformers, I saw the last Transformers, and And then I went back and I'm like, for shits and giggles, I'm going to put in the '86 animated film.
That was great.
Yeah, my daughter loves that movie.
But then I felt like, motherfucker, I just got jacked, man. I sat through 3 Transformers films, and the whole plot was in one movie. Leonard Nimoy, and I was like, they just twisted it.
Did you see the Blu-ray special features to Transformers?
No.
3? Michael Bay's talking about how he got Leonard Nimoy to do the voice of Sentinel Prime.
Yeah.
He said he had to work up the courage to ask him. Leonard Nimoy is married to Michael Bay's cousin.
That I did not know.
He's married to Susan Bay. So he's like, I had to go, I decided to ask him, we were at a gathering, and decided, and then I realized, he did the voice of Galvatron in the '86 film, and he was more than happy to jump on board. I was like, are you serious? Is your fucking family? Whatever.
It's like having dinner with the Pacinos.
Yeah, really. And then De Niro just walks by.
Yeah, hey. What?
All right, well, in closing, go watch Avengers. That was the whole point of this. Avengers. Go watch it again, tell your friends to watch it. I swear I'll get a bootleg copy like this weekend, and if I can I'll try to put it up.
I was looking for a cam last night.
Oh, I can make a phone call and get me a couple of copies. I guarantee you I can get copies. So anyway, 9-2 Comics Remixed. Wade Wilson.
Scott Pyburn.
And behind the camera,
Dave.
I didn't watch Avengers Sanchez.
What's
We'll
up?
see you guys in part 3. Later.
Thanks for having me.
No problem.